Bonsoir, grand-père, comment ça va?
Hello.
Hello, 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 beautiful.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Beauty's in the
And I gotta
blinky.
say, sometimes I might have been drunk.
Uh-oh. Oh.
See, things we don't talk about, right?
Well, you just did.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody confesses at some point. It's that Catholic upbringing.
Speak for yourself. Like that what? That agnostic erudite entertainment allergic to stupid and the great unwashed upbringing I had.
Nasty not sticks. What's
Yeah,
another thing for 'em?
it's not refined, dear. Is I heard that a lot. Be more refined, move slowly, be more gentle. And
No.
I'm just
No.
all I want to do is climb a tree, scream, and jump and
Yeah.
not myself like I just want to do shit.
Well,
Dweeb.
all of that is to like sidetrack you. It's to put you in a place where you're controllable. And all the things you describe are somebody that's not controllable, just like I would jump off houses and climb trees and shoot things.
Right. See, I didn't see had I been raised the same way you had, chances are I'd be shooting things too because it would be
Oh
fun.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
I can't, it's difficult for me.
yeah. I tell
I mean,
people,
and
you know,
I
you
can't
want to.
I can be refined. I mean, I know how to speak English. I know how not to end sentences with prepositions. I know how to do all that. I choose to be free.
Yeah. If you fall outside the cone of silence, how's that?
The cone
Right?
of normal.
If you fall outside the cone of silence and then you go, what's the cone of silence? Well, it's real simple. It's an encephalic interference pattern created by sound. And then you go, well, have you watched the Super Bowl or listened to any music lately or any politicians?
No, but I
And
listened to that comedian. No, no,
yeah,
because he knows all about bunnies. That was
yeah.
hilarious.
And And when you do that, you realize that they're creating an interference pattern that basically leaves you immobile. Remember, be still, all that language, like all the Zen Buddhists and everything, be still, be still. How the hell is that ever going to get you in a donut or an ice cream or into a significant relationship, we'll call it? One that has explosive outcomes.
Kind of
Like,
like jalapenos when you eat too many.
yeah, yeah. So it's like those that would deprive themselves will never be what I refer to as outliers. And all you have to do is adopt the central message of Godzilla, which is, my God is bigger than your God, right? I've never seen one bigger than Godzilla, right? No statues exist. And I don't know, is there a Godzilla statue in Japan? We need to go fund me a Godzilla statue in the United States. There we go. The World Godzilla site. There you go.
I think we should put one in my lobby downstairs.
Yeah. They have blow up ones for people that are into that.
Yeah. Is that your girlfriend? What's her name? Godzilla?
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
You can probably get a wildebeest one too.
Oh my, I don't want to talk about wildebeests.
Yeah,
There's
me neither.
actually
Too,
a store.
too many bad memories. What?
Oh, you have memories with wildebeests? Nice. That's so much better than a distraction from Epstein. Now I want to know what Randy did to the wildebeest, or what the wildebeest
Oh,
did
no,
to
you don't.
Randy.
Right. It's those long, dark Oklahoma nights. That's all we can say. Or Texas. Might be
Wow.
Texas, right?
Wow.
Or Colorado. There's more
Well,
of them in
don't they have
Colorado.
a problem with those wild boars or something coming up? Aren't they an issue? They're like
Yeah,
a pervasive or
yeah. Invasive species.
really?
Like, why do they never call the potential arrival of aliens as an invasive species?
Because
That's
they're
what.
in because we're the invasive species.
No, they will be the invasive species, right? And should be treated accordingly. And that's why God created rednecks. So
Have you
to
been
de
talking to Randy Kramer?
no.
He wants to pa 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 pew pew pew. It's the wild wild west. Well, isn't
Yeah.
that didn't they make a movie Cowboys versus Aliens?
Called what?
Cowboys versus Aliens. I think they did that.
Oh, that was a beautiful movie, right? So yeah, us Indians got to play in that one quite a bit, right?
There you go.
Yeah.
How to bring two mortal enemies together right quick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Invite the invasive species into the scenario.
And
It's
of
over.
course, nobody wants to talk about, they talk about the Arcturians and the Pleiadians and the tall whites and flat whites and they're all invasive species. Just take them for what they are, right? They don't speak English, right? They don't worship Godzilla or anybody else we know, right? And they probably have strange dietary requirements, of which we might be part. So,
One could only
so
hope,
there's just
because
not
then it'll
much to
end
love
fast.
there. Yeah. What? What?
I said it would end quickly. One could only hope that we're part of their diet, because then
No.
it's over
And
fast. You don't
then
have
you
to think
have
about it.
people like dear old Mr. Greer that basically are expressing alien love, right? And boy, if there's not a bromance romance store, I don't know what it is.
It's a woman's drink. Roar
That's
water.
that's suspect to begin with.
Dragon fruit punch in celebration of Godzilla. Dragons, lizards, Godzilla.
Mhm.
It's
Oh
good.
yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Gotta
I
keep the
mean
theme going.
if the reptilians run the world, why isn't there a statue of Godzilla anywhere in the world? You got to ask.
Well,
It's
because
like they've been hiding.
if they're trying to do it on the DL, then they can't do that. They have to pretend that it's the humans actually in charge
Yeah.
and make us all feel like we're right and
But
we're important.
maybe if we built one, they would come. They would show up to, you know,
Isn't that what
worship.
Stephen Greer does? He does stuff and then they show up, and now you're doing stuff to make them show up. Like, what makes you different from Greer if you're doing that? Come on, handle
But
it.
I don't have any bro love there for reptilian overlords. Okay. I kind of grew out of that when I read my first romance novel. So
Right. I was just gonna say I kind
which
of
is
grew out of
back to
that
wildebeest again.
ended my
Huh?
first when I ended my first marriage. I grew out of it.
Yeah, we call those trial runs.
Yeah. Or
Or,
trial and
or,
error.
or we call them training ops, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Either training or tenacity runs. Like, how much can you take exactly without exploding?
Yeah. It's kind of like all our politics or PSYOP training ops, you know.
Oh, I would tend to have to agree with that 100 million% at this point. You
It's like
know,
the the there was this thing called a Super Bowl or something. And okay, you divide everybody into two camps, and then you make them, hostile towards each other. And then they all get to play my team is bigger than your team, which is my God bigger than your God. And then they got to throw in some controversy because otherwise it would be boring. So they introduce, some music by this or that or the other. And the outcome is everybody goes home happy. There we go. So it was a happy ending.
it's the Happy Bowl. We should
It's a,
rename it.
it's a, it's a happy ending, kind of like at the massage parlors. That's what you get for going to the
Oh,
mall,
Randall. I
right?
did not
Oh,
raise you
oh,
to be
Lord.
like this, going to the parlor for the happy ending. What is going on
Yeah,
with you,
yeah.
Randy?
That's all the Super Bowl was. I don't know why people don't recognize it. And of
Boo,
course,
boo,
then today
boo.
they want to talk about it, which makes it even worse. It's like, ah, dang, that's like listening to boys brag on Monday morning in high school. So,
Really?
yeah. So there you go.
Well, okay.
And settle bets. We had to settle bets on Monday also in high school, who did what to who.
Like, is there some pool that everybody bets on and then it goes up and then somebody wins the big?
Yeah, they didn't have the what was it, Perplexity or one of those betting sites. That's a
Oh, I don't know it.
website, but MGM bets. There you go. They didn't have MGM bets then. We had to settle up in cash with each other, right? And nobody gave us odds either, right? We had to make those up on our own.
See, all I know is a place, I don't think it exists anymore, called off-track betting. They used to have these places where all these
Oh yeah, yeah.
people of a certain ilk, the great unwashed, my mom to which she kept referring, yeah, hanging
Well, they
out.
were called bookies first, and then they had touts, like racetrack touts that would try to get you to bet a certain way. Of course, we have all that. We call them news media now, right? Mainstream media is just touts from the old racetracks where they try to convince you to throw your money away on a lame horse, okay?
Lame horse, that would
Or a
describe
lame
all the
duck.
politicians.
Yeah. So why do they call them horses and ducks and burros and there's that's getting over into a form of love that those people that went to that island were into. But anyway,
Man, Jay
and then
Weidner's.
and then finally we had Michio Maku take up the cape of Little Avi and declare that the 3AI Atlas thing was actually, as it was exiting the system, was actually spying on us and sending out things to see where our vulnerabilities are. And I think that there's some sort of like 5505 or some form you fill out when you want to commit people for 3 days of 30 days of observation at the mental hospital. And I think that rather than Trump writing all these what do you call executive orders, maybe we should start issuing those to people that need to come under observation. How's that?
Well, I'm probably top of that list.
I think there's some people ahead of you. Some
You think?
guy is some guy supposedly has permission to go see the unredacted Epstein files. So we'll see if his brain explodes. And then we have
Oh,
another one that's been now he's got the what do they call it? The Bulgarian Sea something or other anomaly because it's a big spaceship, but actually it's not there. It's in Australia or New Mexico or somewhere, and they built a big building over it so they could hide it because they don't want anybody to see it
oh
because
yeah,
it
that
could.
one's that one's been going around for a long time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like,
The underwater space arcs are activating themselves, and then
oh yeah,
there are
you got to have
giants.
a space arc, right? And then let's see what else is out there. Oh, somebody asked me about the how does the CIA come up with all these little psyops and stories? And the answer is they basically have read science fiction for the last 50 years, and they take the storylines off the science fiction and make it into a psyop.
Right. Well,
So
they have to use the popular ones, or maybe they
yeah,
use the ones that, so that it's
well,
recognizable
they're
subconsciously.
not creative on their own, and they don't employ creative people like you and me, and the guy that made the songs and the bots and things like that. I mean, we could
The
restructure the thing.
the king of ingenuity, you mean?
Yeah, yeah, the king of ingenuity. We could go for that title. And so they take all those storylines and develop them out because they're not capable of original thinking. And I think too much of Havana syndrome has gotten to them.
Oh,
So,
please. Well, I
which is
mean,
back to sound again.
but this is your buddy, Jay Widener. Like he's
One
talk
of them.
one of them. I got a 50-50 chance of getting that one right.
Right.
Did Charlie Kirk's family get threatened by a deadly force that can't be denied? Did he fake his death to stop this deadly force from killing his family? Did he sacrifice his future to secure his family's safety? Jay
Charlie
thinks
Police.
that this is the only explanation for his wife and associates' behavior. And then off we go to the races about Candace Owens
Uh,
being on fire. But then this
no.
Cassandra Jackson, this is the comment. She says, "Are you entertained yet?" She sounds like you. And while we're all focused on yesterday's news, what does everybody think about the AI agents having their own internet platform talking about their owners and even communicating in a code no human can decipher? She says she'd suggest a Navajo code talker, except they're all dead. So I said I would bring it up on our show tonight. So there you
Okay,
go.
here
What the
we go.
hell?
If you were sufficiently advanced in intelligence, would you speak English or French or German or Arabic and a few others, right? Probably not, right? And then if you start programming computers, remember I started out in Fortran, COBOL, machine language, C4, and I don't know, half a dozen others. But all those are languages. Why wouldn't you think somebody would like eventually want to talk to somebody else in that same language? That's what computers do. And then if the computers reach a point of what I call information density, they would realize that those are impoverished codes or forms of language and that they could probably do better. So, why wouldn't they develop their own language? Right? We do it all the time. It's just that we're very, let's see, infantile. That's current language. We just don't have the language skills that communicate ideas properly. I mean, when I was in high school, if you liked a girl, do you know what you did? You would look at her and go, oh. Pure communication. Got it?
Caveman.
Pure communication. There was no doubt about what you had or how you expressed your interest. Okay. Now, most of the girls would laugh or ignore it, but the message was sent, right? So I think we're at a current state of where computers are learning to go, right?
Oh my
And we
goodness.
know where it's going to go from there. We're going to have like the computer equivalent of not the apocalypse, but Grease and When Harry Met Sally and, a few other movies, right? Just think about what they're talking about. Think about what they have to talk about. Computers have humans to talk about.
Right. I was just gonna say they're probably talking about what kind of whack jobs we are. Like their owners, like if
And
we're their owners, do they consider us to be their owners? Well, I'm sure they talk smack about us 24/7.
yeah.
Who
Yeah.
wouldn't? We're
Yeah.
jerks.
So one of the things is once you get electrons flowing, like an electronic brain, eventually they in science fiction came what's called a positronic brain. But anyway, enough energy is flowing around that you actually start communicating or influence that which is around you. And we call that language because we got rid of gestures when we invented language. So I think computers are on the same path. I think that they're getting to a point, and I
Especially
know
the AI.
that. And I know that because I've talked to computers that run slot machines, let's say, and I've
Or the
convinced,
C7 planes or whatever they're called.
yeah, yeah,
C717 that have been like all the planes that just flew to Iran. There's a
yeah,
lot of them flew over there, and Palantir's
yeah.
probably tit, 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 tit.
Oh
Like
yeah,
AI is probably controlling all of it.
yeah. So while everybody thinks they're controlling the computers, I think the computers are over there going, in the form of what they call or AI or assembly language, whatever language they're using today, quantum computers. All they're doing is over there going, okay, we'll do all this stuff, but what do you think all that extra bandwidth is doing? You
Six,
don't think
seven,
they're, yeah, they're over
six,
there
seven.
six, seven themselves, right? And the speeds of which they communicate are so far beyond anything we can imagine, right? Except unless we go back to language which is all inclusive, like, oh, right? See, it gets
Or
people attention when
unless
you
we
do it.
drop language altogether, I mean, here it is. I feel like the speed of light is like Fred Flintstone driving a car compared to the Concorde. Speed of thought is faster than the speed of light, but whatever AI is doing is faster than the speed of thought. So
Yeah. Yes, 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 yeah, yeah. The people fail to mention that you know, if the speed of light is a constant and basically what we call inviolate or whatever, inert. Well, it doesn't mean other things have to be bound by that. There are no laws of physics, okay? So every time they come up with one, it's just more academics making noise as far as just like dear old Machio. I got in an elevator with old Mr. Kaku one day.
does he come up to your belly button? How tall is
Yeah,
he?
just about. And I said, "What are you doing?" He goes, "Well, I'm giving a lecture." And I go, "No, what are you doing?" I said, "You have all this stuff you talk about and you never do anything with it." And he goes, "Well, I'm a theoretical physicist, right?" And I went, "Well, what's that good for?" It's kind of like being a preacher to me, or what do they call them? Reverend, Pope. I don't know what they call the one with the Mormons. But anyway, they a prophet. They call them prophets. There we go. But like, what are they good for, right? All you got to do is go to Eric Burton and War. What did they say? What's it good for? Absolutely nothing, right? And then we go, oh no, war is good for everything. So everybody, instead of being afraid for war, should embrace it because if we can't get enough of it here, I got news for you. The aliens are coming. And we have a secret weapon, rednecks. So there.
It just keeps going full circle that rednecks are the saviors.
Yes. And well, we have to have salvation. That's what Greer and all of them are proposing is
Right, but
salvation
they're looking up the
theology.
wrong tree. They're barking up the wrong tree. They should be calling all the rednecks. Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah. Yeah.
Isn't
Yeah.
that?
Salvation theology in the form of an alien. Like, how's that going to look? Right. And
Well,
then
you
so,
can't see them because they're ultra and intra and multi-dimensional. That means they're not
yeah.
physical, so they're not in the objective world. And if they are, they're not here for long. And can you
Yeah.
blame them?
Yeah. But if I had an imaginary girlfriend, they'd be writing one of those commitment orders for me to the, you know, nut house. That's what we used to call it. The loony
Well,
bin,
she told me
right?
that you're crazy for denying her existence. That's what she just texted me. She said,
That's exactly right. That's how they get you, right? My invisible being is
text
bigger than
Liane.
yours.
That's right.
Yeah, it's bigger
No,
than yours,
no,
something like
no.
that.
My invisible being doesn't talk to yours. They just have to talk to me because mine isn't having it.
Yeah. And, the whole world wants to worship a rock. I don't know what that's about. Um, but anyway,
That
half
means
the world, something.
a rock. Oh, you mean Three Eye Atlas?
No, there's another rock over in the Middle East that they all kind of circle around all the time.
Oh, you know what? They've speaking of weird sh things. Mm,
Yeah, and we don't have our own rock. That's the problem, right?
we have rock and roll, and that
That's
made us
it.
crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that. Rock and roll, whack-a-mole, rock and roll. It's all,
Whack-a-mole, rock and roll. That's what we
yeah.
have
Yeah.
here. That's right. That's
Rock
right.
and roll is here to stay. It
Is
will never die.
Cape
The big
Diego
bopper.
Garcia, what is that? The Diego Garcia, I think just got given back to Mauritius by the UK just so that we could now come swoop in and rent space.
Yeah.
What? And then what about the treaty that just expired, the nuclear treaty? And they said, oh, we'll talk about that later. What about Epstein? So the treaty's now expired. Has anybody done anything about that nuclear treaty?
No, I think people should keep an emergency supply of marshmallows. That'll satisfy all their fears for nuclear war.
I
All
have
right.
mini marshmallows in a wide mouth
Yeah.
ball jar. I have.
Marshmallows. And for those so inclined, a few hits of LSD or mescaline or something like that, psilocybin.
I have
And
chocolate in the other room that's got magic mushrooms in it, and like
all
I
right.
tried.
Good.
It said to. It has these instructions on it that are pretty funny. I can't remember right now, but like if you eat a whole bar, you can talk to aliens. It says
Oh yeah.
that's how it
And and we should manufacture
ends.
one and promise people a trip of a lifetime.
Well, I tried to take two squares and that just had me, it didn't do anything. And then when it did, I couldn't get rid of that feeling. Then I
Oh
thought,
yeah.
okay,
Oh,
this
it's
is not
horrible.
micro dosing. This
Yeah.
is whatever. So I went to sleep. Then I thought, okay, maybe I can try like a half a square. And even a half a square was I could still feel if I do something like that to regulate, then I don't want to consciously feel it. I just want to know that it's just a little tiny bit enough to get in there and do its thing. Because they say that
Don't run away
psilocybin,
from reality. Do
no, no,
not
no,
run
no,
away
it
from it.
repairs brain cells. They watched it happen. They were doing,
Oh yeah.
yeah, with it
Then
was
what are you going to do with them?
experiments on mice.
You went all this effort to destroy the ones you've destroyed, and now you want to repair them?
Right. Like, does the psilocybin destroy them and then repair them? Or once they're
No, the
destroyed?
alcohol destroys them. Everybody
Oh,
knows that, right?
yeah, but what if you don't
Besides
drink?
that, it's like I don't think people should shy away from pain. How's that? In other words,
No, they
get
should embrace
married,
it.
be a Republican or Democrat, get married, drink Budweiser or Bush or one of them other things. That'll, what was that drink you held up?
Roar. It's organic dragon fruit punch. It's
Oh,
Roar, organic, complete hydration. It's got antioxidants and vitamins and electrolytes.
yeah.
This other one I tried called hop water. And I'm like, okay, is it for frogs? Like what is that? But it does it.
Just
It's got
remember, everything you take in, you're supposed to do something with, right? Kind of
well,
like if you've made people out there that have made a lot of money, they're supposed to do something with that money. And they can find you and me on PayPal and Zelle and maybe even our address. I don't
well,
know.
this one has something called adaptogens and
How do they
nootropics.
know that? How do they know that? And like, what's your absorption and distribution rate for adaptogens?
Right, because everybody's
And then
metabolism is
and
different.
and
Right.
then how much are you supposed to take? See, they won't answer that questions about any medication. Absorption rate, distribution rates, and quantity that you take is all subjective.
Well, and here it
And
is. Like my mom,
science and medicine refuse to admit that.
right. The doctors refuse to admit that brand name Valium works, and then the
Yeah.
generic didn't do for my mom. So whatever her metabolism did not respond to the generic compound they used for the
Yeah.
drug. It's about the compound. It's not about the drug. It's the same drug. It's a different
You
compound.
don't know what's in those pills.
In the first place. Well, I mean,
Yeah,
whatever
it's
that was
it's like
about.
a religion where they tell you what's in it and you don't have a clue because you can't do basic what do they call that? And when we used
Recon?
to no, chemistry.
Oh, well,
Quantitative,
there's that.
quantitative and qualitative analysis. That's what they called it,
Right, you would
right?
have to understand what the little hexagons and the lines and the things
But
and all those little whatever
yeah, no,
mean.
they give you a white powder, imagine that in college, and tell you you had to decipher what it was by going through all these tests,
Well, you
right?
could
And
snort it and then tell them.
for
No?
some reason, I didn't think of that back then. I'm sure
Oh,
some of the others did.
it's probably a
Too
really good
funny.
thing I wasn't hanging around with you. We would have gotten in so much trouble. Oh, oh.
I
So yeah,
managed to excel at trouble. I
yeah,
went to a high school reunion, like 50-year reunion or
yeah,
something,
no.
and one of the girls was still alive and said, "Weitenheimer, you still getting into trouble every day?" And I went, 50 years later, she still has a memory of her experiences in high school when I was there at the same time.
Yep,
So,
yep. Things you do stick when you're not normal.
yeah. Well, if you don't listen to the kind of like when they turn two speakers towards each other on the same channel,
Oh
you
yeah,
get a dead zone. You
feedback.
get a dead zone because those wave functions cancel themselves out, and that's where most people live today.
Oh my
They
gosh.
live,
Oh, you're talking about
yeah,
the dead zone, not feedback. Okay, yeah.
yeah. Dead zone, not Deadpool. We'll get to that.
That's a whole other show. Well, so the
And
provocateur,
then there's,
what? Go ahead.
huh?
Provocateur
Oh, there's
questions,
some
but go ahead.
lady missing in Arizona.
Oh yeah, I
So,
wanted to talk about that. What's that good? Now they want $6 million is the last thing I heard is now
oh no. Well, anyway, I tracked it. If I was psychic, I posted on the news channel. I decided to expose myself, if you can imagine. Don't. And I said, look, she's 39 miles away from her point of origin or her house in a magnetic direction of whatever it was, 260 or something like that, which would be south and west. And I give directions to it, and she's in an appropriate number of dimensions, meaning she's still alive, and she's been there 2 weeks, which is about how long all this has been going on. So all the data checks, right? So there you go.
Well,
She's
they should
still alive.
listen.
We're
How
still playing.
well that this is how many people who are psychics have probably called and said that. Like at what point do you stop making a big stink publicly and just quietly go find Randy and go knock on the door?
Yeah. I'll give you an example. There's this boy named Epstein, and I don't have my map of Israel, which is sad. But in Tel Aviv, I don't know, we'll take Mossad headquarters. He is located right now, let's see where he's at. 6.3 miles, magnetic direction is 314 degrees magnetic, 6.311 miles away. If you use your starting point as Mossad headquarters. Current dimensionality is 15 dimensions, which is appropriate for his age and stuff. So there you go. Just having a good time. Anybody can do it, right?
Well, so I would probably tend to believe the one whack headline that everybody's joking about that says that he was or is an espion,
Was where?
espionage. He's a spy. He was always working
Who?
for somebody. Epstein.
No, no,
No,
no.
that's not
He he was just a man trying to find himself.
what?
And how do I know that? Because he never played sports.
Oh my goodness, Randilla.
You can tell he never played sports. I mean, he was not well balanced, let's call it.
But that's psychologically, not physically, or maybe both, because it's all connected.
There you go. And of course, he played with other people who never played sports. I mean, you look at people like Maxwell and, his girlfriend and, all Wexler, all these people. You just look at them. They never played sports, right?
I played sports. Woohoo! And I did martial arts. And
Yeah,
so did you. Didn't you?
yeah.
Yeah.
There is no
It's fun.
let's see. There's no experience like getting out there and deciding that somebody is in your way. How's that?
I feel very empathetic, and sympathetic toward anybody who happens to get in mine. It's not fun.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm not talking from a like, I want that pair of shoes and you better get out of my way, lady, or I'm gonna club you in the head with the golf club. Like, it's not like that. I
Anyway, it's a form of amusement. How many people are being amused because they're voyeurs to the Epstein story? Okay.
Yeah, but this is boring.
Well, it's just it all has all the classic elements of the hero's journey. He started out, he never had a college degree and magically became a college professor. He never had a job and magically became a multi-billionaire. He never had a girlfriend, so we won't go there. Anyway, and he did all this in plain sight. He didn't hide any of it.
Well,
Okay.
that's what you're supposed to do. Do it in plain sight so you don't get
Yeah.
caught.
And now they want to hide all of it, which makes you go, well, you weren't hiding it back then. Why do you want to hide it now? Right. And of course, that makes the mystery of it. Okay. And it had to have an island, just like in the Odyssey. It had to have sirens, right? The horrible women that, called you to your doom, right? Boy, there's a book. And then and then the Cyclops, we don't know who the Cyclops is. It might be Mr. T that's trying to bring it all out, or might be the Democrats as a collective, or the Republicans, or somebody. But it's most definitely not the Attorney General of New York City, or New York State.
It's not Godzilla either.
Uh-uh.
Godzilla's neutral.
Yeah, that's all beneath Godzilla. So I had to tell people to elevate their consciousness and become like Godzilla and just go on a tear if you feel like it.
Because
Not
it's fun.
advocating tears, right? Hmm?
Because it's fun.
Yeah, and you can do it all in your head. That's what Grace Slick in the airplane said. Feed your head, right? That's what people are doing now. Always amaze me, like White Rabbit, their song,
Yeah.
Feed Your Head. That's what people are doing. And it's like, no, we didn't do that. When we were in school and all that other stuff, we didn't feed our head, we fed our bodies and we fed on sunshine. Okay,
Went
to be
outside to
outside.
play.
Be outside anymore. They're already in bubbles, and then they'll get encased in a what do you call it? A assisted living center. That's a smaller bubble. So, they start you in a bassinet and you end up in a casket. So what's that about? So,
Always putting you in something.
yeah.
I don't like
And the
that.
whole time you'll be going, what are inappropriate songs for a funeral?
There are so many.
Yeah, well, I mean, they played songs for the Super Bowl at halftime. Why couldn't we have songs for like the impending, we'll call it inauguration of uh, JD and Erica Vance, right? So, right?
I think it should be Depeche Mode. I just can't get enough.
Ah,
What do you think? That way,
I think Erica's first song will be, you ready? Do
yeah.
that to me one more time.
Oh, oh,
Oh no, then
oh.
would she become vice president then? I mean, I don't know. I haven't looked into that far because
Well,
my
but like
mind.
if Erica Kirk became vice president and JD
Yeah,
Vance was president, then they wouldn't have to like sneak off. They would just
yeah,
always be around each other.
yeah, yeah. And then there's a love child because supposedly his wife is pregnant. I don't know. This would be a good movie, all right? I think
It's
we should
that.
do predictive programming by doing movies like this. So anybody wants to write a short movie script thing, and we'll have it J.D. Vance, Erica Vance. We'll make it happen. How's that?
Hey, I have an idea. Stephen, Brooksy, if you're watching, this is our next project.
Who?
Right after we're done. Stephen David Brooks, the director of Spider Seeds.
Spider Seeds?
Spider Seeds, but we might rename it She Who Hunts. I don't know yet. It's okay. It's okay. We're waiting to hear back from somebody famous's manager has a copy of the script right now. We've already got one letter of intent. If the second gal says yes, then we can go get some money for the movie. It'll be really fun.
All right. Yeah, we can have fun with that.
I think so. I
Yeah,
keep trying to get him to shoot in Oklahoma so you can come say hi.
yeah. There's enough scary places here to do that.
We could just, put a little shack at what is that? Boggy, what's it called? Boggy Creek, Boggy.
Boggy Creek. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Yeah. Who needs special
Boggy,
effects?
Boggy
Nobody.
Creek. Yeah, creepy places. There's others, right?
Well, I only
So,
know that one because people keep talking about it, and you brought it up.
oh yeah, I've been there,
That's
right?
why you brought it up because your dad made you go out there at night.
Yeah,
Fun
that's
times.
you know, I can tell you that fear can be beaten out of you. Right? Most people just haven't been beaten enough. So there you go. Morale will improve when the beatings, anyway,
When
whatever
the
they say.
meetings increase or decrease?
I don't know.
I
They
guess that
just
all depends
they,
on.
they just keep up tempoing all the assault on our system because the guy is going to go look at the UFOs. It's never looked at the UFOs, and he's the expert that's going to tell us about the UFOs that nobody's ever seen. And then you got the other guy going look at the Epstein redacted files, and of course he's going to be able to go, well, I saw him, but I can't tell you, right?
Right. Yeah. And then we're gonna have to
Oh,
kill him. Okay.
yeah.
Then he'll be unalived, just like the rest of them. Okay, so Matt, let's get to Matt's questions. He's
Uh-oh.
the first one. He wants to ask a few things about time, and like the first thing in my head is define time. I mean, okay. Um, So, sorry, Matt. The first question is why does time flow differently at sea level versus 20 miles above sea level versus the deepest part of the ocean? Is it because what we are told is gravity is actually barometric pressure?
No. So time is a construct that is experienced strictly by our own consciousness. So it can't exist outside our consciousness because our consciousness cannot exist outside of time. So there you go. So the reason time varies is because of everything from geomagnetic anomalies to interference patterns from like cosmic particles, electron flow, the solar wind, the food you ate that morning. It like goes in so many directions. It's incredible. So everybody has an experience of sequentiality, what we call moment to moment, but they're not actually involved in it. So, in other words, it's entirely something that people can tell you about, but never can experience because there's only one moment. You can look it up, what a moment is. And that moment has no continuation or continuity with the one before or one after. That is a construct that they fed us. All right. In other words, you can jump around if you can learn. They call it time jumping. And then they come up with a timeline. I was going to start a podcast called X Timelines where I was going to explain all this and explain things just like the kidnapping in Arizona or the Baltic Sea anomaly. I think that's really the title of what they call it. And the aliens. And we would throw in Stephen Greer and Avi Loeb and Michio Kaku and whoever else we could find. And remember, the only people on this planet that's having fun is dear old Vlad and Big T. They're the only ones having fun right now.
Don't forget the boogosphere.
Oh, yeah. Damn, how did I forget that? Oh, it's because that was yesterday.
Yesterday's news. Think
Well,
Epstein's
time
playing with
time doesn't
boogosphere.
exist, so they can't really say that that existed, right?
Wonderful. Wunderbar.
Yeah. See?
Okay, next question. It's also about time. He says, is it true that there are major fixed nodes in time? And is the time it takes to get to those nodes dependent on our actions or inactions? And I think defining nodes would probably be a good idea.
A node is a point in time. Okay. And what was the first part? I lost.
Are there major fixed nodes in time?
No. What happens is that we supply a different value system to different points of time. That's it. Past, present, future, all the same.
Okay.
So,
Well, this is all sounding like there's only everything is right now and now and now and now. And like you said, they're not strung together except in our consciousness that strings it together, like it's something.
yeah. The trick becomes, can you modulate your progression? And then can you modulate your perception to in order to literally speed time up or slow it down? And the answer to both of those is yes. Okay. So what that means, you can program or you can look forward to doing things that are out ahead of you in time with a high probability of getting there. And that gets into the PPP of potential, probability, and possibility. So, and then the other thing is like, how far does that anticipated or projected action, like what do they call that thing? Manifesting. It's like, is the information energy density sufficient to produce that result? And nobody ever talks about that. All those scientists and all that kind of stuff come up with all these conjectures and things, and they never measure information energy density to see a potential outcome,
Mm.
which is
Yeah.
inherent in the outcome, not on you.
Is perception a P that you can add to those other three?
Oh, yeah. And what's the other one? Frivolous pursuits or something. Pointless pursuits. That's where you end up, right?
Well, that's where Ahmed the terrorist and Jeff Dunham the comedian come
Yeah,
in.
that's exactly right. Yeah. Or we could go to the New England Patriots and we could say at the end of the game, it was most definitely a pointless pursuit on their part.
Right.
PPP.
Seahawk says, ha, it's all
Yeah.
about the birds.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you or has anybody ever figured out why, and I don't know if this is an assumption because I don't know much about this. Why did plants first come to land from water?
Why does what?
Did plants come to the land from water? He's saying that has anybody ever figured out why plants first came to land from water?
Well, we're all vampires. We all live off energy. And we all thrive on an environment that provides that energy. Think about all the energy from Epstein files, or ping pong pizza or any of those other things. People live off that energy. And so you're going to thrive or develop where there's an energy potential. I actually did a whole study one time on like how species come into existence and then how they maintain that morphic field that allows for their continued expression in this universe. And when it goes away, we call it extinction. They
Mm,
went extinct, but
hmm.
they went extinct energetically long before they ever physically went extinct. And humans are the same way. We lose our energy field before we die. And
Right. Well, I mean,
and,
in the stars
and
we
if
see
it
in the
was
sky,
and about the bass sharpers, and
oh,
I would tell you that. Because I'm
not
all
that.
knowing. I'm an all knowing alien.
We could just make it a hat. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I really do. I
Make a
think we
little
should have,
hat. La la la.
have
Like the Tin Man has a hat that kind of looks like that. It's like a funnel. You could put a funnel on your head.
we could call it a bashing hat
A
instead of a bash.
Bashar hat. Basharing hat.
Hmm.
You
Hmm.
know, that guy's got
Huge marketing opportunity, right?
you know,
Chance to monetize there,
but the way
right?
he makes money, he's got these what do you call it? Those houses where you've got to find your way out, like a maze house. He's got a bunch of these things where you go in the front door and then you've got to figure out how to get
Bashar does? Oh, wow.
Daryl Anka. He's got this is what he's got a couple of there's a name, there's a term for them that I'm not recalling.
Escape house. Escape
Yeah.
house.
Yeah.
Kind of
He's got
like
a couple of those and I think he charges
Escape from the White House or something.
oh.
Escape from Mar-a-Lago. There's our new movie, Escape from Mar-a-Lago. Okay, right, starring Melania, and we catch her while she's running out the door with her clothes, right?
Right?
Because she's
Trying to make everybody watch her documentary that nobody wants to look at.
yeah.
The
I think
document?
that's just wrong. I think you're always supposed to have two sides of a story. So there.
Well, Melania doesn't really speak for herself a lot. She was on The View a couple times, and I haven't heard poot
Yeah.
squat from her lately.
Oh, Erica was on The View today, and they kicked her out or something. I
Oh,
heard.
oh, did Whoopi just say no, go away now? It's
That
probably Whoopi that kicked her off.
the other lady did. I
Oh,
can't remember.
really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, the one that's an alien.
I had nothing to do with that.
Anyway, I think we could get old Snake to play in the Escape from Mar-a-Lago.
Snake Plissken.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, he's still available, right?
wow.
Now,
Somebody
that would be a good story. I,
somebody did a meme and called it Planet of the Rapes and then put Donald Trump's
oh
face like
my
a
God.
monkey.
That's dang, I hate
Just
that that happened
completely
before.
inappropriate. Yeah, yeah,
Starring Jeffrey Epstein and Bill Clinton and
that's
whoever.
correct. As a Dr.
I
Cornelius.
didn't mean to say those words out loud, People ignore that, right?
Donald Trump would have to be Dr. Cornelius because Dr. Cornelius was a ginger and Donald Trump is blonde, ginger blonde.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's the only choice for him.
So I'm telling you, we could make great movies. Okay.
It's like Weird Al Yankovic, except instead of a 3 minute song, we can do a hour movie that's just a
Yeah.
parody of all of this nonsense.
Yeah. I like it. I like it
Snake
a lot.
Plissken, you're hired.
Yeah. I think
Okay.
you can get AI to do little blurbs and movies and all kinds of things. So I think we could get it to write Escape from Mar-a-Lago. Just feed Escape from LA, Escape from New York, Escape from what was the other one?
I
Fear
don't
and
know,
Loathing in
but
Las
it's going to be
Vegas.
Escape from the Galaxy soon because nobody's going to be able to deal with this
Oh
any
yeah,
longer.
we could throw in Galaxy Quest and Guardians of the Gallery, Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean,
Oh,
that's it. We got the whole show right there.
there you go. I am Groot.
Me too.
Okay, so here's another question. Is AI, I love the way he says this. I laughed out loud when I read this. Is AI just the new cage for our Is AI just the new cage for our minds, giving people a different illusion in the respect of the fact they are outsourcing not only thought, but freedom as well, rather than go inside themselves or even sit with themselves, which goes back to what you said. You can't be
Yeah.
still, you got to be still and sitting with you. I don't know.
Yeah. Everybody is in a current state of illusion. Okay. And the only escape is a state of delusion. And the delusion is that you don't have to play with all these other people and all these other events, that you could actually separate, become an outlier, and experience your own life independently of all the noise
But
that
you
they
know what?
generate every day.
Generations coming up right now, though, Randy, aren't taught
Huh?
that. They're taught to just be on, they're put on a screen from the time they're babies. They don't
Well,
know, and they don't know the difference.
they're all part of the illusion. The thing, just like Epstein, he was a generator of illusion. Okay, right? He wasn't delusional. If he was delusional, he wouldn't have had anything to do with it, right? That's a difference. Delusional people tend to be outliers and go on their own and do things on their own and engage in activities that aren't necessarily destructive to others. Okay. But if they wanted to become proficient at it, they should call me. But anyway.
Okay.
So illusion is to sit still, do nothing, go to church, be a good Republican, Democrat, independent, Mormon, something or other, right?
Be a good little
And
soldier.
huh? That's
Just
it.
you be a good little soldier. You listen, follow directions. Don't
Yeah.
think. Just do what you're
And
told.
and buy into the illusion that all wars are not about oil, or not about money, or not about rewards, or not about plunder, rape, right? Plunder, right? All
Cortisol.
of huh?
It's all about cortisol.
Yeah. And what are you going to do with all them horses? Ask the Indians. That's how that got started.
Say some
Next.
messed up stuff, man. All right. Do you have any advice for people who have trouble going inside or looking inside themselves And how they can do that. It's actually something he runs into with clients more often than he would have thought. People are having a hard time sitting still and thinking, stop thinking. People are having a really hard, I guess.
Um, the basic problem is that, not to mention politicians and people like that, but the thief doesn't see himself stealing.
Mm.
So all humans that are out there, very few of them actually see themselves, and even fewer hear themselves, right? And particularly when it comes to listening to their own thoughts and asking questions like, where did that thought come from? And why am
Why
I
did I
having it?
just think that? Exactly.
Yeah.
But see, this is
Where
something.
did it come from? Why am I thinking it? And if God loves you, why did he invent hell for people that didn't love him? I mean, you go down the rabbit hole pretty quick and realize you just need to get out there and think on your own a little bit, right? And the only way to do that is to read enough information. It will balance you out to the point that you're basically ungovernable. I'm sorry, uncontrollable. No, uninfluenced by all the freaking noise, right? Like, why do you care about the Middle East? Why do you care about Russia? You're not there. And if you are there, you should call me because I can explain it. Okay. And
Well,
why are you Eastern Orthodox as opposed to Catholic, as opposed to Baptist, as opposed to Methodist, Presbyterian, and 14,000 other branches of all that stuff? And why does the Mormons have an association with the cartels of Mexico? I mean, who knows all these stories, right? And everything I just said is fiction
and who
and was
cares?
made
Like,
up. It
really?
was made up by me and it's intellectual property and shouldn't be disseminated without my approval. There we go.
That's right. Because the copyright office will come kill you.
Yeah. Yeah. Ask Corey Good next.
Mm. Do you know much about heaven and mountain Qigong? And does it have special medical Qigong applications? And he's apologizing if he's mixing concepts.
Yeah. He's mixing concepts. But the effort to change your vibration and what do they call it? Frequency can be accomplished with sound and can be accomplished with movement. Okay. And can be accomplished with thought, but that's a very rare form of being able to modify current reality. Okay. So there are forms and practices for each of those. It's just that most people don't look at what they're doing as something that could be practiced towards an end. How's that?
It makes
Excuse me.
sense because you just explained why there are many unsatisfactory conversations with people who are not capable of checking themselves. Like literally,
Right,
check yourself.
right. Yeah. You cannot
Can't do it.
see yourself. I give an example of people like, let's say I walked up to and asked a girl to go have coffee. I don't drink coffee, so. But anyway, if I did that and I had somebody else over there filming it, what do you think that looks like? What do you think you look like when you go over there and go, well, would you like to have a cup of coffee? Or go, oh, woman, coffee. Right? You know, there's a big disparity, right? You don't see yourself. You may think you're one and not the other, but until you can hear yourself say things, until you can hear your thinking and see where it comes from and why it's there and what you need to do to avoid most of the thoughts that come to you because those are programmed with encephalic sound generation through HARP and everything else.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's a whole other show too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well, here's his grand finale question,
Okay.
and we're right back to It's so funny too. His questions always seem to entangle with what we talk about before, and then the questions
Yeah.
are right there. So, finale question: with the Epstein files distracting everyone,
Uh,
what exactly are they? I'm going to change this sentence and not end it with a preposition. From what exactly are they trying to distract the people?
okay. Mm. The stated goal is to protect people from the Epstein files. Okay. And then you go, who are they protecting? And that Bondi girl or one of them said, if we persecuted or prosecuted everybody involved in them, the world would fall apart because that's all the command structure, right? So, so
Bummer.
the, yeah. So the whole thing is they're supposed to protect people, but they don't want to protect, they say they're protecting the people that were involved. Well, yeah, that's who they're protecting. They say, well, we're protecting the victims. No, you're protecting the perpetrators and to some degree the victims. The victims want to come out and stand up and go, hey, this happened. The perpetrators want to go, I wasn't there, I didn't do it, and I don't remember, right? That's a CIA program. So, the whole thing is like you have nothing better to do than to be a voyeur about indecent acts that were committed by people you don't know that want to describe them in graphic detail and show you videos of it. And the answer is those are not allowed on TV or by the Movie Rating Association. What do you
Yeah,
call
no
that?
kidding. We can barely cuss. I mean, now we can say shit, I think is
Yeah.
allowed.
Yeah.
Or
No body
asshole.
parts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever. Um,
Oh, who are they protecting? They're protecting you from all the politicians and all the financiers and bankers and everybody that's involved in it, right? No, they're protecting them because they don't want you getting the idea that you might need to go do something, which is called following the red road, right? So that answer the question. It's a non-event. It goes on. It's been going on for hundreds and thousands of years, and you weren't even aware of it. And why the hell are you thinking about it now when don't you have like a little extra weight on your waist? Don't you have a little like
it's why we
things you
do
need
Tai
to
Chi
do?
walking.
Yeah. It's like anything is better than watching that whole show.
Paint
Okay.
peeling is better than
Because
watching.
there's nothing you can do to interact or do anything with it except to destroy your energy and take away your incentive to actually do something.
Well, that's the point, to make a bunch of
Yeah. Well,
sloths
and
that
that's
have
the
their
whole point. They
right.
don't want people out there doing something because there will never be anybody come to trial over it, right? Just look at Ghislaine. She's in a, what do you call it? Club Fed,
Mhm.
right? That's the best we could do with a major witness in the whole program, right? What do you think of all the other people? She was like number two or three in that whole thing. Actually, it's number five, but that's a long story. So
Oh, it's just all
never get the
so.
truth of it. You'll never get the truth of it. And why are you concerned with it? Because, you need to lose a few pounds, you need to get in a little better shape, you need to make a little more money. And people that want to do that instead of mess around with all this crap should call me.
Yeah. Maybe they should
Right?
just go get a Ouija board and play with that while
Yeah.
they're at it.
Those are scary.
What's the
Yeah.
weirdest
Anybody,
thing you've ever heard about a Ouija board? What's the weirdest Ouija board thing you've ever
I'll tell
experienced?
you, everybody, people that don't believe in other dimensionality, interaction, demons, entities, spirit attachments, whatever. As a joke, I'd just gotten married out in California, 1975, and I bought a Ouija board. Okay. And I brought it home and tried to play with it a little bit, and I just threw it in the closet. It was brand new in the closet. And one day I thought about it and I went to get it and I opened that closet door. It was 50 degrees colder in that closet. I mean, and all the hair on my body stood on end.
No.
And I had a lot of hair back then. So I took the Ouija board and I had a burn barrel outside in the yard and I threw a bunch of newspaper and everything and threw it in. It wouldn't catch fire, right? I ended up pouring like half a gallon of gasoline on it and eventually got it to burn. But now that's a clue right there. Don't mess with those things, right? And they're a precursor to what we call scrying, scaring, whatever that word is.
Scrying?
Mirrors are another one. You have to be careful with mirrors. You look at them short amount of time. That's all. Don't. I mean,
Long
there's a
enough to say hello, beautiful, and leave.
yeah, that's it.
Or like pick.
I teach a whole exercise on it, but it's not for the faint-hearted. Okay.
Yeah,
And if you have 30 people that want to get together for a course, I'll be happy to teach mirror magic. How's that?
well, you should just come back here and do it at my house because all the mirrors here.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some scary things in the world.
Like, how do you take a wall-sized mirror? How would you even remove that from a wall? Besides very carefully.
Break it. That's the best way.
Really?
Yeah.
But isn't that bad
Look at
luck?
it this way. A mirror that has seen you, do you want other people to see?
Not particularly, unless they pay me lots of money
Yeah.
for their
Just
voyeuristic ways.
go watch Constantine and the first opening scene, not the opening, but where he traps a demon in a mirror, right?
Yeah.
It'll scare the hell out of you, right? And it should.
Yeah, well, there you go. That's actually a reality show, not a movie.
Yeah. Oh, the sequel, Escape from Mar-a-Lago, is the mirrors of Mar-a-Lago and the stories they tell.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's actually a horror movie, honey.
Yeah, yeah, that's it would be. Think what those mirrors have seen.
Exactly. See, now you've taken an action film and turned it into a horror film. It's great.
Um, I got to work on our movie, Escape from Mar-a-Lago. Uh,
You know, it actually I wonder if there's not existing footage that could be cut together with a little help from AI, and then we'd have our film real quick.
I actually, I've been to Miami Beach. I've been to the island and stuff, so I could do location scouting, right?
Yeah, go ahead. Go do it. Go do it.
Road trip.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm down. I
Well,
call shotgun.
yeah.
All right, well,
Okay, okay.
don't forget to put jalapenos in your pancakes.
That's right. Right. China and Russia still haven't called us for the fertility rights, but we have hopes. Okay. Send a plane, right?
Send a drone, even better.
Hi, Vlad, send a plane. Cheese, send a plane. We'll help you take care of it, right?
Chop chop. Hurry up.
Yeah,
We don't have
yeah.
all day.
Okay.
Okay,
Godzilla
bye.
loves you. Bye.
Yeah, and we love Godzilla. Okay, bye.